Hello, and welcome to the Path to Freedom podcast, a podcast that is about how you can tap into the freedom that is inherent within you, regardless of what is going on in the external world. Freedom from fear, worry, and doubt. Freedom to follow your heart's desires. Freedom to live in joy, love, peace, and harmony. My name is Daniel Roqueo, and I'm your host. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very first episode of the Path to Freedom podcast. A podcast that is about freedom, the freedom that is intrinsic to your nature, that is inherently within you, divinely within you. A freedom that cannot be found anywhere in the world, yet it's present everywhere within each of us. My name is Daniel Roqueo. I've been on this path for many years now, and it all started with the realization that even though I thought of myself as a free person, even though I thought of myself as making choices that I truly wanted to make, I realized that I was not free. I was not making choices that I wanted to make, but I was making choices that others wanted me to make. I was making choices to get something from the world or from other people, to get love and appreciation and acknowledgement. But that's not what freedom is all about. But freedom as this divine quality is about being free from fear and worry and doubt, because many people are run by fear and worry and doubt. They make their choices based on what they're afraid of, what they think might happen if they make other choices. And so that is one aspect of freedom, to be able to make choices free from fear and worry and doubt. Freedom is also about being able to follow your heart's desires, to truly tap into what you really want and go for it, regardless of what other individuals may or may not say about you. Because people are going to talk about you. They're going to talk about what you do or what you don't do. And the average individual is bound by that. They're afraid of what others will say if they go for their dreams, or if they do this, or if they take that path or move in that direction. And so they're bound by their fear of what others will say. And freedom is also the ability to live in joy and peace and love and harmony and abundance and health and wholeness and beauty and excellence, regardless of circumstances. So this is a brief description of what freedom is. It's a beautiful thing to be free. It's a wonderful thing to be free. And so all the episodes that will follow this one will be about this intrinsic freedom. We'll hit at it from different angles, from different perspectives. This is not religious at all, but I will talk about God. We will be talking about God. You can call it God or love or energy or divine intelligence or the universe or whatever name you choose to call it. But as we speak about God, as we talk about God, please be aware that God is not a man in the sky. God does not pass judgment. God does not become angry. God doesn't demand anything, but God is a presence of pure love, pure joy, pure abundance, pure wholeness, pure intelligence, creativity, beauty. God is a presence that is everywhere presence. There is no space or place where God is not. Where there is life, there is God. God and life are synonymous. They're one and the same. So God is as much in a rock or a grain of sand as in a blade of grass or a deer or a bear or a human individual or in a star or a supernova or in the galaxy, in a galaxy. God is in the visible. God is in the invisible. And when we talk about freedom, we cannot talk about freedom without coming back to the true nature of who and what we are, who and what you are. Because the freedom comes with the realization that the world has nothing to give us. We're not here to get anything from the world, but we have come here with a purpose. We've come here with a mission to fulfill. Our purpose is all the same. We all share the same purpose, to reveal and reflect the divinity of God, the face of God. You can iterate it in many different ways, but that's ultimately why we're here, to allow God to come into forever greater and grander expressions in and as us, in and through us. And as we come into that realization that we have not come here to get anything, but we've come here to release something. We've come here to give something. We've come here to share something. That's when freedom begins to arise. And then we're going to explore this deeper, the nature of who we are and what we are as spiritual beings. Not spiritual beings having a human experience, but spiritual beings having a human incarnation. We've chosen to come here, and we've come here to do something. And so that's where freedom also really begins to kick in, when we realize that we're not our bodies, we're not our minds, we're not confined to this physical expression, but that we're so much more. That as we live our lives are not really ours, but they're God living as us. God's lives as us, through us, in us. And so this we will be exploring to deeper and deeper level, a greater and greater level. And this is the whole purpose of this podcast, to explore the concept of freedom, to explore our true nature. This is a spiritual podcast. It is not about materialism. It's not about how to acquire more stuff, to get more from the world. But it's about how to release more into the world. How to release, how to tap into and discover and cultivate and release your gifts and talents and abilities. Those that are divinely given to you. Those that are inherently within you. Because you will only be free when you realize that you're not here to get anything, but you're sourced and fueled and funded and breathed and moved and inspired sustained and maintained by this presence, this loving spirit. All you ever need to take the next step on the rung of evolution, or to the next level of consciousness, or to the next iteration of your life, or the next great version of who you are. All you ever need has already been given you. You lack nothing, you miss nothing. But that's generally the perception that individuals have. That was the perception I had. That I had to get something from the world. The world owed me something. And so I was in a prison. I was mentally and emotionally confined to the world giving it to me. Or if the world didn't give it to me, I couldn't be happy. I couldn't be in joy. I couldn't be creative. I couldn't, all those things. All those thought patterns. But I want you to know, and I want you to realize that in each and every single moment, we all have the ability to make a new choice, to move in a new direction, to set a goal or set a vision that will take us far beyond what we ever thought possible, far beyond what we ever thought or could imagine we could go, beyond reason, beyond logic. So this is what this podcast is all about. I'm very, very grateful for your presence. I'm very, very grateful to be able to hang out with you for a while, to explore the concept of freedom, the perception of freedom, the nature of freedom. We will go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. With this, I will leave you for now. I hope you'll tune in to the next episode. Talk to you then. Blessings of love and light to you. You have been listening to an episode of the Path to Freedom podcast with me, Daniel Roqueo. Please stay tuned for more episodes. And for even more inspiration and empowerment, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I also invite you to visit my website, danielroqueo.com. Blessings of love and light to you.